Well, that's what I am. Hi, and that seemed like a good time to play with Photoshop and show you some of the tricks that I use and turning ordinary looking photographs into crazy abstract shit, you know. So that may not be what you want to do, but you may see some tricks, some process that it'll suggest something to you, and you'll find it to use it to make your own kind of abstract pictures, if that's what you're into. Anyway, uh, obviously I'm not a Photoshop professional. First, let me show you all the pictures we've got. So these are just pictures I took, well, one at a time. The top one here, top layer, is shadows on top of a cabinet in my bedroom, okay? This one is my knee when I'm lying on the sofa and the sun's shining through the window. So when you get to be my age, your whole body turns into a texture map, and you can farm it for all sorts of images. Anyway, we'll see. I'm not sure what I can do with this one. We'll see. It's got some interesting texture in here, so I thought I'd see how that plays out. I may have to make the whole thing look like, we'll see. So here's the back of my hand squished from landscape to a portrait format, and yeah, there you go. Part of being old is becoming your own subject matter. Anyway, that's one, and this is a different picture of the back of my head. So it doesn't look too exciting, right? Nothing. How are you going to make anything out of this? Well, I think the first thing I'll do is get rid of some of these areas that don't really contribute a whole lot, and which areas are those, you ask? Well, I'll show you. Command T gets up the transform tool, so that allows you to just grab the corners. If you hold down the shift key, you can drag any of those squares and drag that part of the picture just off the screen. So that dog part I didn't think was going to help much, but really I think what I need to do is, if you, I'm using the graphic tab, it'd be right click, I think. For me, it's like two fingers together in the center on the photograph. If you do it out the side, it won't do anything. So I'm going to do distort. So then I can grab a corner down here and just drag that part off. And hopefully, the idea is that you may save some parts that if you drag the whole thing halfway across the screen, you would lose something that might contribute something to your picture. So I'm trying to save the interesting stuff. I'm not sure if these hairs are going to stay or not, because we'll see what happens when we get combining them with other things. But so I'm just getting rid of the outside edges, because sometimes you maybe want to have an edge, but just to have an edge slicing across the side of your image is distracting or something. I don't know. So that's the bottom one, and let's see what this one needs. We'll do the same kind of thing. Is this getting boring? What? I'm sorry. If you were high, you wouldn't mind. You'd say, oh yeah, there you go. See, you just screwed up already. He didn't hold down the shift key. So again, I should do distort. So Command Z and distort. So you don't have to hold the shift key down to do distort. So to do individual sides, so you can just grab it and try to get the part off the screen that you want to get rid of, except sometimes my fingers get sticky and don't go as far as I want them to. So, this is not, it's not the most wonderful thing. I'll tell you another trick. I'll show you. We'll do this for now. So that's one way to get rid of, say, extraneous material that you don't want. See, I've still got this bottom down here. What's all this for? Well, here is where this wonderful tool that I have the icon for here is extremely handy. It's called the Content Aware Patch Tool. And you find it somewhere over there in the palette, I'm not sure. All I know is Command J brings it up, and so that's the. See, I can't draw and talk at the same time. So give me a second. I mean, I do good to draw if I'm not talking. So give me a second, see if I can get some semblance of the area that I want to use. Success. Okay. So Command J gets this tool. So I don't know where it lives in the palette. It just seems to be so much easier. Now I think if I hold down the Shift key, I can only live. No, it doesn't work that way. Sometimes with the selection, if you hold down the Shift key, it'll move it in a straight line. But that doesn't happen, so I have to provide my own straight lines, which I will do. See, what I'm doing is I'm replacing that bottom part with a different part of the picture. And the magic of the Content Aware tool is that it tries to erase the lines, and it does a pretty fair job. You don't see any obvious straight lines. It's a suggestion maybe, but it's not really obvious. It could be just some kind of natural formation. So I'm still, I haven't even started putting these together, and already I'm seeing things that I think are going to be problems. I don't know for sure. So, but I think there's a couple of areas over here that are going to be just nothing. I'll wait and see. But I'll let you give you fair warning. There's ways to move this area in this direction, and this area in this direction, so that you're not moving the whole image off screen. You're only you're just squishing things together a bit more to make the area that's less interesting more interesting. That's the idea. So anyway, that's all I'm going to do right now. So let's go up a layer. This must be horribly. I'm not sure. Anyway, this is what I do. So, instead of doing a whole lot of distortion, well, I could get rid of this big corner over here. I don't know. Okay, so if I select this layer, and I can do Command T again, and then go straight over and go to distort. This could turn out to be something interesting. I don't know. I may be destroying my own picture. Okay, while I'm here, I think I'll take these guys out of ways. Okay, if you do Command minus, if your handles get too far out of reach, Command minus will make the whole image smaller, and you can take things further. Yeah, that's far enough. You never know. How far can Photoshop go before it starts losing stuff? I haven't pushed it all the way, maybe. Maybe I should. You want to? Okay. Might as well try to keep this not too boring. I'll just I'll see how radical we can get here, and will Photoshop come through or what? This, well, I think, you know, if I have anything to offer, maybe it's if you haven't tried everything, don't hesitate. You're only messing with pixels here, and so it's not like you're going to destroy anything. You can always do undo. So what happens when you distort things too far one way? You start pulling in parts from the other direction. What the hell happened here? Oh, you know what happens? This tablet, sometimes I get too much flesh in contact with the tablet and start giving it commands I have no idea what they are. Anyway, so, you know, we've got that texture pretty much filling the whole area, and it's Command 0 gets full screen, and I go down one just so I have some borders around. So we've got sort of texture on the whole screen. That may be just what we need. Who knows? So okay, now we're to this. You know, as it is, it has. I'm going to do first select the layer, and then do Command T. And I don't usually like borders. I'm holding down the Shift key, so I can take this one side, pull it that far. I'll probably have to go back, because this will pull it the other direction. But hopefully, okay. So I got a couple of, okay, I'm saying, I've got a couple of dead corners here. Nothing's happening. So we'll see how that works out. But I'll have to remember that I have those areas to work with. I want to come back. So, okay, so the next thing is the blending modes. Here I've got 4 photographs. And the idea is to turn them into totally different things by merging them together with mathematics. Photoshop does it. I don't know how. But the way we ordinary people get to it is we have this nice little menu here, and you can go over each of these and see how these different kinds of math are going to combine these 2 images. So none of these are too interesting. I tell you what, I'm going to zoom right down to difference. It doesn't look wonderful right away, but we'll start from now. I've looked through these. Here's the thing. I've started this video a couple of times, and I keep forgetting things. So I don't know why that is. What we've so I've been through this started a couple of times. This is about as far as I've gotten. So we've got the first 2 layers combined. The third layer down here, or second layer down, is still normal. So we're only seeing these 2 layers. So we're going to combine these with the ones below by whatever math Photoshop comes up with. Well, that's starting to look pretty abstract. Yeah. Okay. We'll go with that for now. And we got the same thing to go down to here. It's normal. Dark. Color burn. You know, I like that. There are things I like about that. But See, I usually like things more complex than that. And here's the reason why. It's, oh, I like this. I like this. Um, I don't want things to point me to something in the real world that I'm familiar with. The whole idea for me of abstract art, the whole reason I do this in photograph, the whole reason it seems so interesting to me, and I don't know if it would be to you. Oh, it's getting even better. Linear line. The whole reason this is interesting to me is that I have no idea how this is going to turn out. You know, it's like every time it's different. You know, I start out with things that I have I have an idea how things, what they're going to contribute, say. Like, in a way, I'm liking what these hairs do. You see these little lines here? These are those hairs on the back of my hands. And they're making these interesting patterns. To me, they're interesting. If we zoom back out again from a distance, you know, that whole thing. Would you see that and say, oh, that's the back of an old man's hand. Oh, I recognize that in a heartbeat. No, you say, what the fuck is that? But that's the idea anyway. But that's what I want. That's what I want. When I look at something, I don't want to see, that's a tree. Oh yeah, I like trees. That's wonderful. I know all about trees. I know a lot about trees. Show me something I haven't seen before. That's what I want to see. But that's just the peculiar kind of guy I am. You might not be that way. You might want to see something that looks familiar. Oh man, why do we have this so small? Let's zoom back out here. So where the hell are we? We're layer 2. We're down to layer 2. This is our last one. We're trying out the different blend modes, right? And you think, wow, is this going anywhere? You know, I see it. What I haven't done, you'll see, but I'll do shortly here, is these colors, like some of them, oh, they're too dark, and there's this and that, the other thing that is, it's yucky, and like that. So there are things that need to be changed here, but those are going to happen pretty quickly here. You'll see. Oh, vivid light. That's neat. I like things that are colorful in a way that aren't conventional. So that, you know, that thing about the differences, I'm coming up with the same thing every time, it seems like. Where the hell was I? You see how the whole thing changes? Because you're changing the way these two layers interact. And what that means is this layer now has something, is reacting to these two layers. And this layer is now reacting to everything that's underneath it. So everything that you do here on the bottom affects the whole thing. Maybe not as much, you know. I'm not sure these are contributing a whole lot. This shadows thing, well, maybe they are. Maybe more than, maybe more. Oh, let's pretty things up here a bit. We will. Oh, get out of there. We will add a levels adjustment layer. Oh, look at that. You see how dark that is? That's what that's what all those white shit up there means, that it's all squished to one side. It means everything's dark. You see the red? It's all to one side. We'll take the low end, which is down where there is no color at all, and move it up to here. And now, it's kind of premature to do this because when you'll see in a minute, when I change the others, then I'll come back to this red and change it again. But for right now, the others are fucked up, so we have to fix them first before we can see what the red actually does. See that green? Too much. Now see, this is one of those things that I love about this whole process, is that there are 50 million decisions to be made. You can, I could move this blue slider. Oh, wow, look, it's making it all blue. I don't know, do I like that? Do I like it to the more the multicolored look here? Anyway. So I think I'll leave that for now and play with these other thingies here. Okay, we take this bottom layer. If I do Command J, that makes a copy, which is still normal, like its parent was, all right? So let's do Command T, and just for fun, let's rotate it 90 degrees clockwise. All right. Now, see, when you've turned it around and distorted it and everything, you're not sure where you left things. You know, you might have lost something along the way here with all these changes. But see, this corner is cut off up here. Let's see that distort. Oh yeah, that's mo better. Let's see. I think still, the thing is, once you put it in distort mode, then you're kind of stuck with it. At least I was. I have been. It wasn't the first time. I just wanted to pull that down a little bit there. You still with me? I don't want to encourage you to be bad, but if you are high, this would be hella fun. Okay, what I did was I made a copy of this layer 2, which is set to saturation, which we might not want, but in the meantime, let's just change things around here a little bit, just for fun. Let's rotate it. Let's squeeze it. Let's stretch it. Oh, not much happened, huh? don't think we can do it now. Can I option click this? Yeah, but it doesn't stay. I option clicked it just to isolate that layer, but it didn't stay in the transform mode. I had to put it back. Hold down the shift key. I had to put it back in transform mode. The reason I wanted to change it back was I couldn't really tell what I was doing with it blended in with everything else. Okay, now if we hold down the option key and click again, everything's back on. But you know, if you break my heart, I'll go. Let's see. See, I'm looking at this layer here. I'm looking at the whole thing here. It's a bit too top heavy, and I can't tell for sure where it's coming from. No, it's not that way. Okay, this bottom two layers we've duplicated and twisted, and I'm not sure this one's going to do much, but we'll see. Yeah. I was actually doing something, huh? See that that texture on this layer moves. Are you gonna move it up? Or we can move it down. We control the horizontal. What was that? The guy's name. Anyway. You know, I transformed this layer, but I didn't copy it first, so that's what I usually do. Let's transform. You have to complete it and get out of it or something before you can do anything else. I was trying to get ahead of it, but no, it would not let me. So now here's the copy after the post distortion copy. Let's do Command T. Wow. What if we flip horizontally? Yeah. We got texture everywhere. You see what I'm doing? I'm taking this layer in transform mode. I suppose I could probably do it and move as well. And I'm moving it so that I'm trying to put the texture in the most interesting place. Hmm. Well, uh, does it really look like the back of an old man's hand? I don't know. And the only one we haven't, the only layer we haven't haven't duplicated yet is this top one. So Command T, and we will distort it somehow. You know what? 90 degrees. Oh, is that good? Is that bad? Yeah, I don't really like it that light. But if we use a different blend mode, I think this is starting to look interesting. Yeah. I think it is. I think it's starting to look interesting. Now see, watch, I can I can sit here and get engrossed in it. At the same time, you know, I'm kind of studying, is there something else I could do or should do here? You know, this these top two layers are both having a pretty big impact here. Because they're contrasting like that, light and dark. So I'm just pulling them down a few layers. I'm not sure. I'm not sure I like it any better. Okay, folks. I may have to contemplate this one a bit. Okay. It seems an executive decision has been made to first save this layer. Let's look at what we're saving here, since we can't do anything else anyway. If we can make it smaller, just like that. We make it bigger. It looks like that. Well, it has a grain. Do we like that? Do we like it looking kind of grainy like that? I don't know. Okay, kids, we're going to do something radical here. The App Store is telling me that I can install some updates, but no, not at the moment. Oh, what the fuck was I thinking? Oh, I was thinking, yeah, save now. Now I'm going to save as Skin Mod 2. Okay. Now I could do crazy shit to it, and it doesn't matter because this one is safe. It's been saved. Okay. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get rid of the texture here and see what is left when I do. It would have been nice if I did it before I made all these copies, but as it is, Photoshop will make it easy for me. I'll look at this one, option, click on the eye, and yeah, there's probably a little grain there. So we go to the filters, noise, dust and scratches, and yeah, we've got it reduced. 7 pixels, that's fairly conservative. If we bump it up, it makes it a little more blurry when you bump it up to 10 pixels. But you know what? It's just pixels. And we're playing. So we can do it if we fucking want to. So, this one, while we're at it, I'm going to Command T it. Command T and distort it a little bit. Okay, so yes. What are we doing here? We are trying to make this a little more interesting by getting rid of some area that has no detail in it, and then the picture will be more interesting, hopefully. So, but did we do? But while that layer is selected, I'll do Control Command F, and it'll do that same filter on it that we did on the other one. So in fact, let's just turn them all on and go through and Control Command F each one. Okay, more of the same. See, if I had done this before, I Command J and doubled them before, each one, carefully, then I could have done 4 layers instead of 8 layers. is Command Control F. Of course, it would happen much quicker if I didn't space out in the middle of it. But then, oh no, I'm not doing it. You see, I think that is okay. There's just an idea. I think this is a good picture. I mean, I think it's interesting. But let's see, since it has all that light stuff at the bottom, let's just see if it would look better upside down. I don't know, I've gotten used to looking at it the other way, and now this looks strange. It's strange and different. But, you know, I just think I like it better the other way. I don't know why. Maybe it's first love, my first love. Anyway, I like it. So now, we've taken some of the grain out of it. Let's look up close to see. Yeah, see, it's a little softer, but not grainy. Now, what we'll do now is flatten it. Yes, we're getting near the end. Hang with me. Yes. Hang with me as if your life depended on it. Okay. Command Shift A. Gets us the camera raw filter applied to the whole image now that it's one layer. So, no, we're not going to play with the color mixer. We're going to do the basics here. No, I'm not that sophisticated. I'm just playing here. We're just having fun, right? So increasing the clarity, so it makes it look a little less fuzzy than it did. But it also makes the blacks darker. So we shall pump the blacks up just a bit. Oh yeah. But I don't like those whites being really white either. So, that's what they look like really high. How did they get there? So, I cut the whites back, and so you see there's a little more detail in these areas. Maybe I'll cut the highlights back a little bit. Okay. So, maybe bump the shadows up a bit. Okay. So, so really, we can adjust the whole picture here in the camera raw filter. And you can't do it a layer at a time. You have to wait till you flatten the image. So It's good. Command Option O is full size, and then I take it down a couple. And that allows me to see what it looks like if you take a 4x5 area of it and turn it into a 16x20. So that's for another. You can watch me do that another time, maybe if you want. But you see, I go through the whole picture then, and I pick out things that look like standalone compositions, things that would hold up on their own in up to 16x20 size. And so then I print them out. I mean, you know, I print them out and I put them on my Instagram page. Now, so that's the process there, and you can see the end result at NormBear2 on Instagram. So, one final look here. Command D drops that selection, and Command O makes it full size. FF gets rid of the interface. And there we have a picture of the back of my hand. Okay, have fun.